go.
What's going on, guys? My name is Jesse and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing another reaction video because I'm still working my ass through these books. Man, I just started Catalyst, which is the Rogue One book. I'm having a great time with that. Today we're going to do another Cinema Wins video because I love Cinema Wins. So I'll put the link to the video in the description. This is everything great about Warcraft. The movie that everybody hated so much. Like, I actually really like this video, and everybody knows I'm a gamer, but I've never played WoW. But my brother took me because my little brother took me because he plays WoW, and I had a great time with it. Let's jump right into it because I'm kind of excited about this one. All right, let's do it. I love this music, man. I'm gonna get the soundtrack for sure.
This might not be everyone's cup of tea, but Ramin Djawadi, the man behind the soundtracks of Game of Thrones, Pacific Rim, Iron Man, and the forthcoming Gears of War, to name a few, knows what he's doing. Perfect mix of Warcraft game themes with a little Lord of the Rings, Isengard, and Orcs music thrown in.
Yeah, it gives me real Lord of the Rings fucking feels.
This little opening desert shot lets us know that right up front. And the Orcs will smash you.
Yeah, if we'll get wrecked.
This is very reminiscent of the opening of Warcraft 3.
This is where the movie ends too, so that's pretty sick.
Realistic CGI, Batman.
Yeah, dude. Really just like for real, the CGI is so goddamn good. The CGI in this movie is insane. You know, we saw Rogue One, and there's two CGI characters in Rogue One, and yeah, man, that shit looks so good.
So, isn't this made all the more poignant knowing Garona's true heritage? Or is she really human and not Tranai in this universe?
I'm not sure.
CGI is super realistic, and the voice actors for the orcs are almost completely unrecognizable as humans.
Right.
Total immersion.
Yeah, for real.
I have to say that Daniel Wu takes the cake on most impressively menacing voice work as Gul'dan. Pretty original take on going through a dimensional portal.
Right. Yeah, I thought it was pretty sweet.
Murloc! The attention to detail in terms of environments, armor, weapons, animals is all clearly made/rendered with care. Everything is gorgeous. Faithful lion's pride in recreation down to minute details we can't even see.
I really enjoyed the main character a lot and his son's relationship. I like that.
I know I've already raved about the CGI, but this motion capture is astonishing. Just watch Durotan's expressions.
And the big ass fucking wolves, bro.
A super healing potion always does the trick.
I actually like this scene.
Magic Geiger counter divining tattoo?
Geiger counter.
A little foreshadowing if you're paying attention.
Ben Foster, man.
Would be suspicious of Khadgar right now is for fear of him finding out that he uses fell magic. Loving this accurate magic animation as if it's a controllable hologram. Very unique in the film world.
Bell.
Poetic irony. Gonna wish they noticed that meeting stone once the orcs start attacking. And our second look at the orcs versus humans nails home how much their size plays an advantage. No look kill. It's like a no look high five, just less people. Does this make
Love the look on his face, dude, when he fucking rapes that guy.
If orcs on horses wasn't funny enough, steering said horses by holding their heads is definitely a win. Freeing a slave.
Yeah, I love that shot.
Transition from orcish to common?
I forget what movie that's in, but it's in a German movie where they're speaking German, and it zooms in and zooms out.
And even a better job of making common or English sound like gibberish to the orc.
You know that.
Honoring tradition. Terrible, terrible tradition. Baby palming. Apparently, Garona learned some mannerisms from the humans in addition to language.
Make it clear before he reaches me. If you want it.
Protecting your sister.
Wherever Gul'dan works his magic, the land dies. If our people are to make a home here, Gul'dan must be stopped.
I really like that
Something
subplot.
Sets the series apart is avoiding the straight good versus evil trope.
Yeah,
Some of the orcs have been poisoned by the fell, but Durotan and others want what's best for their clan. It's a little more layered. There are good and bad on both sides.
What are you looking at?
Flirting. Multitasking. Yeah, that's an appropriate response. Another great softening moment for Durotan. RTS reference. Early warning signs you might have a blood thistle problem.
Yeah,
Regicide
confirm.
shadow. It's interesting that Medivh's problem with the Fel isn't really kept a secret. He uses it in the forest, which must
Right.
be
This actually confused me a little
He's
bit.
constantly blocking Khadgar's investigation of the Fel. Even before the betrayal, there are slight hints that Ogre might be poisoned based on the green tint to his head. Beast mode. Finally get to see Duratan crush some skulls. And with
Yeah.
the battle axe from the Blizzard HQ statue. And as far as battles go, this being the first real throwdown, there's no real handicap for downpowering the orcs. They mostly move through the humans like butter.
Yeah.
Saving your new friend, and also fake betrayal shadowing. Lothor is such a great character.
Fuck yeah,
This
he
is the
is.
first, but not the last time he attempts to go into certain death without hesitation. One place you've got to give this movie credit is its fearlessness to kill characters. And you gotta give it up for Travis Fimmel. Dude can emote.
Yeah, really like Travis
Generosity.
Fimmel in this, man.
Man, Gold Dan really knows how to suck the life out of the room. Even when orcs show restraint, you end up bleeding.
Do I go in?
I don't know. It's never done that before.
Honesty.
Sorry, old friend. The Fel is twisted. I don't even know what else.
Every time I see Ben Foster,
Bit
I
of a
just think
cliche
about
dodger, since
Contraband.
Medivh wasn't secretly some power-hungry mage, just someone who fell to
The Fel.
and was corrupted by evil. Earlier, when he's getting information from Garona, he doesn't know who opened the portal.
This gate.
I don't know. I think he was trying to. Hold on.
Time called him.
Let's pause this for 1 second. In this scene, the way I see it is he is trying to he's trying to pull out of her if they know that he opened the portal. That's the way I see it. I think that he's trying to cover up and see how much everybody knows.
Demon.
Did you see it?
Like fire and ash.
Even if the demon sounds all too familiar. Where can I get a 3D Settlers of Catan?
Yeah,
Like
it's just dope.
15 expansions.
It only works on the simple-minded. Lasts about a minute.
50 seconds to be exact.
Got a demon to kill.
For real though, if lines like these didn't show up in this movie, I'd be really disappointed.
Yeah, exactly, man. Have a good time with it.
Draka
It's a
gets to show
video
off how
game
savage
movie.
she is. Duratan and his frost wolf skin. Yes, sir. Whoa.
Yes,
Gold Dan
sir.
isn't the slouchy, hobbled old man we've been led to believe.
Right.
Dude,
He's all
shredded.
fucking ripped up and
This is when
shit.
things start to get serious. Best fight in the movie.
Yeah, I don't know.
Another big piece of the puzzle
Well,
that
it
sets the
is,
story
but
apart.
I really like the
All
Lothar
fixed
fight
with
at the end.
sacrifice. Duratan set out to prove that Gul'dan was not honorable, and I think he had a good idea he would cheat since Ogrim said,
They wouldn't follow him if they could see what he has become.
so everything went according to plan, and even though they call him a traitor, it still wasn't enough to change things. And now we finally get to what we've all been waiting for. The huge, epic battle between orcs and humans. It's totally enthralling and brings life to what lots of fans have wanted
Yeah.
to see since they picked up the game.
It's awesome, but I don't
Focuses
really
in
care
on
about it
heroes
too
enough
much.
while still keeping it sprawling. Saving your new friend. And at the same time as the battle, we get a more personal but equally riveting
This
fight
part I
between
like.
Khadgar
If I could have just
and
seen all of
Medivh
this, I'd be
Golem.
down.
Believing in yourself. Somehow that little boots stuck scene makes everything he does from here on out a little bit cooler. Could be the Die Hard effect. I'm gonna go with that.
Don't kill your friend.
Love that little last fight in Medivh's eyes against Sargeras. Protecting your friend. Leveling up, even with the correct yellow lights.
Yeah.
I'm proud of
Yeah, he's awesome
A
in this.
relationship between Khadgar and Lothar that builds from pretty much disdain to tolerance to them really working together is done really, really well.
Yeah.
Feels totally
No,
right.
it feels really cool, yeah. I like their friendship a lot.
Coolest flying mount ever.
Yeah, can confirm.
And Medivh is set free, finally redeemed.
Khadgar. Sorry.
Sincere apology win.
Or killing me will make you a hero.
Where do I know him from?
Bring peace between orcs and humans.
He's in Need
Self-sacrifice
for
the greater
Speed.
good.
He's the dick in Need for Speed that kills the guy from Breaking Bad's brother, Jesse Pinkman's
Acceptance
brother.
for your peers. You know, I really wasn't expecting them to work Zug Zug in, but it's done really tastefully as a chant. Coolest flying dismount.
Yeah, dude,
ever.
he fucking wrecks, bro. Every
Awesome.
scene that he goes
Lothar
ham
really
in is
trashing
awesome.
orcs. I mean, just
Yeah,
trashing
just
them.
going ham
As
bone,
Lothar stares
ham and
down Black
turkey.
Hand into a challenging smirk, I'd like to remind you of the Die Hard effect, and how not since Achilles stabbed that one guy has a one-slice kill been so satisfying.
God, it is super satisfying.
Well, two-slice, I guess.
Nah, it's one, bro. I love this scene.
Grom helped.
This scene right here gave me the chills so hard in the theater, and I had no idea what was going on. It's just like that they were accepting him as the champion, and when you're the champion, you get to walk free.
Scream
So
again, and
cool.
now Kargath Blade Fist? Pretty bleak ending.
Yeah.
It's a bold move. Two men sacrifice themselves with no immediate effects. Still, Duratan gets a self-sacrifice win.
I pulled that from Lane's neck.
Well, it has to be an explanation.
Intuition.
The
Pronounced
Resurrect!
alliance wrong. Yay!
Yay!
And our people need a leader now, more than ever.
I think I'll call you Thrall.
I don't understand why he's green.
China saw this film's value. What gives? Does every fantasy have to live up to Lord of the Rings or it's garbage?
Right.
That's not entirely unfair because Peter Jackson did set the bar, and the bar is really high. One of the biggest complaints about this movie is how much they jam into a little over 120 minutes, and that a lot of it feels unexplained. I won't completely disagree, only to say that it's less that it's not explained, at least as far as plot-relevant information is concerned, and more that a whole crap ton is thrown at you right away, and you literally can't blink or miss a word.
Exactly.
Which can be tough with the orcs growling.
But if you're paying attention, I feel like you can get where you need to go. Yeah,
it's
you
not
know?
always the easiest to discern. And finding that line between straightforward summer blockbuster and fantasy epic can be tricky.
Right.
The other issue that goes along with this is tone. Video game movies always have a hard time deciding which way to go. Heck, video games in general have a hard time deciding on their tone. A feel-good fantasy epic, this is not.
No.
There's death, some of it almost feels meaningless, and there's no real resolution to the conflict, which makes sense to game fans since this is only the beginning of the first war between orcs and humans. And the next thing that happens in game continuity probably would have been more sobering than this ending. So I think they did a great job with the limited ways they could end this film. But a movie also needs to work for the general audience members too. If we pretend for a second that Warcraft doesn't have an expansive lore going back 20 years, does it work? Well, it's a tough question to answer. So much of what we're introduced to may be a bit extraneous if it wasn't paying fan service. But overall, I think the world was set up fairly adequately. Jumping around to multiple locations.
Oh, he's
doesn't
green
automatically
because
make
he
things
gave
confusing.
him fell.
There's
Okay.
multiple races or classes. The basic premise, also the subtitle of the first game, Orcs and
That
Humans,
looks so good.
Orcs
Like,
versus
how good
Humans,
does that
is pretty
look, bro?
straightforward. You don't need to understand the ins and outs of the mage world or the centuries-old orc heritage to enjoy this universe. It's actually pretty refreshing to just have things exist, and that's it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Fuck
Golems?
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
whatever.
really
Giant
care
scary
about the
demon guy?
golems.
Not the first time I've seen something like him. And then the typical fantasy elements were all there in force. Beautiful scenery?
Yeah,
Check.
God, the scenery
Check.
is so good.
And check.
Fucking
The world
triple.
building is done
Triple check.
painstakingly well, and the attention to detail and everything.
Discount triple check.
One thing most everyone seems to agree on is how beautiful it is.
Yeah,
There's still a
it looks
distinction
so
between
good.
What's live action and what's CGI, but the CGI is stunning. Like, next level magnificent. For a fairly unknown cast, everyone was pretty great except for a few wonky moments. There are multiple leads, but Travis Fimmel really shines. You can tell that he cares for his craft. Warcraft. Ben Foster plays a slightly less insane role than I'm used to seeing him in, so his performance was also pretty impactful. And then on the other side, Toby Kebbell really sold the wise, proud, yet ferocious Duratan, more than redeeming his stint as Dr. Doom. And striker Eureka pilot Robert Kaczynski really knocked his constant back and forth betrayals out of the park as Doomhammer. Honesty time. I may not have been the right person to shine bright white light on this film the way it deserves.
Yeah.
I've only ever really dabbled in Warcraft games, and for the most part have stayed away from Warcraft altogether. Partially because I'm a bit antisocial, but mostly because I know that my addictive personality would lead to WoW taking over my life and consuming all of my time until my wife and dog left me and I could no longer speak English for lack of in real life human interaction. It's the same reason that Skyrim is still sitting on my shelf, neatly still wrapped in plastic. What I have garnered from real fans is that it's a perfect live-action interpretation loaded with amazing references, but also totally trashed the lore, and nothing has upset them more since Warlords of Draenor removed flying mounts.
Can't make anybody
Point
happy,
is,
man.
It would seem self-defeating for me to try to speak intelligently about disparities and similarities, or how well it's
God, that shot's so good.
WoW as a full-on noob, while the elite veterans can't seem to agree. It seems like Fel and Arcane Magic are both handled really well, and that locations are pretty spot on. There's no Blood of Manaroth or Burning Legion, although I think it's safe to assume that this is Sargeras. So this movie gets credit for working with Blizzard to give fans as much fan service and as many nods to the game as possible. And based on the behind-the-scenes stuff I've seen, they
Yeah,
really
that
went to great
lady is
lengths to
so
make fans
pretty,
happy.
man.
Outside
She's
of all
gorgeous.
That, as a standalone fantasy film, it does a lot right. They don't shy away from killing characters. Even Lord of the Rings brought important characters back to life, but I'm pretty sure this was the end of Duratan's story. So props for that. I know enough about Medivh to say we might see him again. The biggest struggle for this movie was pacing. Breakneck pacing in the beginning that loses some steam here and there. I'd like to think that true game fans enjoyed the time out for exposition, but the average moviegoer may have lost interest.
Right.
However, they usually got back.
I really didn't feel like it was that slow, though.
And as far as the action is concerned, they knew exactly what they were doing. It's the best thing happening in this film. In fact, they did such a good job.
Jesus. Yeah, it was. Hey, Cree. Alright. Alright. Man, that was good shit, man. And if you like this video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Rogue One dual review should be coming out really soon. I've been trying to get it together, but my brother's been really sick, so follow me on Twitter. If you're not following me on Twitter, it's Undercover Space Nerd. I'll put links in the description as with the original video as well if you want to watch that. Make sure you go subscribe to Cinnamon Wins because it's a great fucking channel, man. And also, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.